of cycle in new leaves. So you can actually see there's new leaves coming up in the middle there. I'm going to teach you about kind of the actual plants along the way and some of the important stuff that leads to carnivorous plants thriving here. Venus flytraps only found within 100 miles of Wilmington, nowhere else in the world, right? And they're really important because they are a symbol of really healthy longleaf pine ecosystems and a healthy ecosystem that has seen a natural cycle of fire. The hike is generated or directed to teach about the habitat first, and then kind of explore the carnivorous plants that inhabit it. The trap will actually open back up, and the exoskeleton or what's left of the insect will just dry out and eventually blow away in the wind. Venus flytraps are active year-round, but in the wintertime, they go dormant just like any other plant. So their temperatures are colder, they're a little less likely to, eat insects. So they definitely slow down, but they're still present in the landscape. Those are pitcher plants, like a drinking pitcher. They have a deep tube. They don't bite at all, no.
A fly will just go down to get the nectar.
Venus flytraps in the leaf itself have a couple trigger hairs, right? So the trigger hairs are sensitive to touch, just like a sensitive plant would be. And those trigger hairs, after one is triggered, it starts a timer of about 20 seconds. And in that 20 seconds, if the insect or spider triggers another one of those hairs, the trap then closes shut and will trap the prey. So tiny, low to the ground, need lots of sunlight. And again, it's just starting to warm up. So, we're in a couple more weeks, they'll be a lot bigger. Venus flytraps are protected by the state of North Carolina. It's actually considered a felony to remove Venus flytraps from the land. So, they're heavily protected because they're so sought after. There has been many cases where those felony prosecutions have gone through. And, it's really important that we keep them. They're only in 12 counties in North Carolina. So really important that we keep them on the landscape and continue to educate people about them.
Any other questions? But yeah, lots of food, right? There, mosquitoes play
I think it's pretty cool how where they're native is right where we're living.
Yeah, so we get to see some things that not everybody gets to see.
Yeah, it made me realize how important it is to protect them. There's such a tiny part of the whole world where they actually grow, and they're right here. That's surprising to me.
They're so important.
Yeah, they're precious. They're only here, so we absolutely have to do what we can to keep them here.
We try and keep people on the trail and keep them excited about flytraps from the trail. Education is vital to keeping these plants here and preserved in the wild, both protecting them from a legal standpoint, but also protecting their habitat, right? So if it wasn't for, well-defined and well-managed longleaf pine habitat with, fire being an aspect of that, Venus flytraps wouldn't necessarily have the home that they do.